In this video, we are going to find the common difference in the first term given other terms in a arithmetic sequence. And here's the general form for an arithmetic sequence. The nth term is equal to the first term plus d, which is the common difference, times n minus 1. And the two terms that are given, let's say the 11th term is 55, and let's say that the 19th term is 95. What this tells me is that when n is 11, an is 55. And what this tells me is when n is 19, an is 95. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this information. I have this information here, and then I have this information here, and I'm going to set up two equations using the general form of an arithmetic sequence, and then I'll have two equations and two unknowns, and then I can just solve a system of equations. So, for this information here in green, I'm going to have 55, because that's my an, is equal to a1, we don't know that, we're looking for that, plus d, which is the common difference, we don't know that and we're looking for that as well, times n minus 1. In the case that an is equal to 55, that means n is 11, so in the parentheses, n minus 1 would be 10. In the case for A19, that means n is 19 and an is 95, so I'm going to make another equation. I'm going to have 95, which is my an, is equal to a1, which we don't know, but we're looking for that, plus d, which we don't know, we're looking for that. And then in parentheses, I have to put n minus 1. In this case, n is 19, so n minus 1, which goes in here, would be 18. So now I have two equations and two unknowns. So I'm going to line them up. So I have 55 is equal to a1 plus 10d. And I have 95 is equal to a1 plus 18d. If I multiply the first equation by -1, then I'm going to get a -55 is equal to a -a1 minus 10d, and I'll leave the second equation down below alone. And what will happen now is by multiplying the first equation by -1, when I add vertically, I can get rid of the a minus 1s, or the a1, the first term. And so I'll be left with 40 is equal to 8d, which means d is 5. So I know my common difference is 5. Now I can go back in and plug in for d into one of the other equations to determine what my a1 is. So it doesn't matter which one I use. I'll use 55 is equal to a1 plus d, which is 5, times 10. I'm using this equation right here to plug back in. It doesn't matter which one you use. So I have 55 is equal to a1 plus 50. And when I subtract 50 from both sides, I get that a1 is 5 as well. So if I wanted to find my nth term of this geometric series, it would be an is equal to 5 plus 5 times n minus 1. That would be my nth term. If the question just asked for the common difference in the first term, then this would be your final answer, and we can stop there. Now, it doesn't always happen to come out where the common difference in the first term is the same. That's just a coincidence in this example. But anyway, there's my first term, a1 And there's my common difference.